While it can oftentimes be very difficult to believe, especially in those moments where it seems impossible to get your cat to understand and do the simplest of things, cats and humans actually have a lot in common. Many objectives and desires that felines have, even on a very base level, are truly just like ours. And while the methods to obtain these objectives and desires can obviously be quite different, the ability to recognize the shared similarities that you have with your pet can help you in both the short and the long term when it comes to building that all important bond of trust. Is it really possible to see the many aspects of your very own personality in your pet? Cats and humans, the divide is not as wide as one would assume. Interesting topic, and I've got you covered. Stay tuned. Let's kick things off with the common desire to have and nurture relationships. The quest for affection, companionship. Because while cats are very independent, they also crave comfort, security, and interaction from the people they trust. If you have any questions, just go a few hours and ignore your cat. Tell me how that turns out for you. Cats, like people, they want the social experience. And while cats don't spend their time working the dating scene and searching for a romantic partner, they do long for affection and finding other animals and other people they trust. And don't be fooled. Just because cats would rather rub against your leg than give you a hug, both are signs of affection. Ultimately proving that the desire for companionship is something that both cats and humans have in common. I've said many times here on the channel that cats and kids are very much alike, and that brings us to our next bit of common ground, and that's education through behavior. Both cats and kids respond to positive reinforcement. And while cats, unlike kids, will never be able to truly understand why something is right and something else is wrong, but feline and human behaviors can be shaped by the what's in it for me final outcome. Both cats and kids can be trained and educated to do certain things if the in-game result is favorable. Snack treats for the cats and, say, video games for the kids. How cats learn and how people learn. It's very much the same. Moving on, and this one is likely a bit more obvious. If you've attempted to say no to your cat, you certainly know this one. And that's choices, options. The ability to have wide selections. Cats love it, people love it. We make choices all the time and we love our options. That's why everyone and their mother makes a soft drink. A different soft drink and soda. That's why you could line up 10 people with computers and you could have 10 different brands. Your favorite smartphone, take your pick. The brand of television you have potentially is different from mine. Your favorite fast food chain, take your pick. I mean, all cheeseburgers are not created equal. Humans, we love the freedom to decide. Your cat needs and wants the ability to have more than one place to sleep, more than one viewing perch, more than one type of cat snack or cat food, more than one play toy, more than one blanket, more than one side of the sofa to relax on. You get the idea. Humans and cats, we both love our options and just don't like it when the one choice, whatever it is simply the only choice. Moving right along, any sports fans watching this video, gym rats, the exercise and recreation types, any gamers, do you enjoy video games? Cats and humans, playtime, however it is defined for you, there's a common connection. That weekend getaway you've been planning, well, your cat that loves to roam the backyard, they've been planning to climb that tree. Cats love to play, humans love to play, and often perhaps on the daily these two worlds can clash in beautiful fashion. Because let's be honest, when your cat is having a play session on the living room floor and you're holding the other end of that string and, well, you're having some fun too. Cats and humans, the preferences are often very much different, but playtime is essential for us all. I mentioned positive reinforcement with respect to cats and kids, but let's talk about interaction as a whole. Attention, positive attention. Your kids need it, you need it, and cats, they need it. Not everything is a lesson learned or playtime, it's just attention. Some level of healthy and safe enrichment. A petting session, for example. Nothing is really happening, but a lot is happening. This is the same as if you sat across the table from a friend just talking about life. Nothing is going on, but your life would certainly be a lot less without it. So, attention, enrichment, Positive association. Both humans and cats need it to be mentally healthy. Cats are territorial. In fact, if you've ever seen two cats at odds and the dispute has taken a physical turn, safe bet the altercation is either over a female or territory. One cat has entered the home turf of another feline. Cats are super protective of what they have claimed. Humans, aren't we protective of what we own, what we claim? Protective of our family? For the same reason someone just can't take it from you, take what doesn't belong to them without some degree of opposition. Cats aren't too fond when other cats attempt to do the taking. Both humans and cats are not only protective, but if the situation calls for it, both will fight. Fight for property, fight for children. Both felines and people, they want that comfort and security. And when that comes under threat, you better watch out. Piggybacking on the topic of territory and protection, what about personal space? Don't you hate it when you're just being annoyed in that way? Someone is just a bit too close. Cats and people, that's a common one. It's really about respect. Cats need their space or they'll take offense and act out. People, pretty much the same. And while the threat of personal space being disrespected at times, it could be a big misunderstanding. That doesn't mean the negativity isn't there. You stay in your lane and I'll stay in mine. Humans and Garfield, they have this much in common. And to place a nice big bow on this topic, let's talk about daily routine. Cats are, and to some extent humans are, creatures of habit, creatures of routine, creatures of joy. That's probably the best way to put it, creatures of happiness. Because while there can be a degree of boredom in the same things each and every day, there is comfort in the familiar. Living in the environment where, for the most part, you know what to expect. No real curveballs on the routine basis. Cats and people, this is something to be enjoyed, as change can be very difficult. Remember in school, when summer was over and it was time to go back for another year, some butterflies the night before. New classmates, perhaps folks you've never met. New teacher, that anxiety, it has to do with change. There was likely a part of you that wished you could just have the same classmates and the same teacher, because at least that was familiar. And your cat, big changes in the home environment, it can bring a lot of stress. Your cat's thinking, my human family, they bought a new sofa. Well, what was wrong with the old sofa? I missed the old sofa. I knew the old sofa. Change can be scary, and this is why cats and humans both enjoy the comfort of a life that is familiar. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, what are some other common threads, common bonds, things that cats and humans have in common? Do you have a story to share based on the common connections that were mentioned in this very video? The comment section, as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.